in paragraph 12 in section 1, we're adding what, I'm sorry?
So it'd be a transfer of 160,000 from the sewer fund to the CSO 18, 19, 23, 33, and 37 fund.
But can she just say adding paragraph 12 from section 1 in the
Attachment
attachment?
from our,
Essentially, you all know what she's referring to, so as long as you're all the same understanding, yeah.
Okay. All right.
happily we'll take somebody else to tag in on any of these.
Yeah,
I will help anybody out as you make your.
thank you.
Sure.
So I'm going to close committee of the whole and start the regular Tiffin City Council meeting of December 15th, 2025. Excuse me. Invocation and Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilmember Snee.
Bow your head and pray in your way as I do in mine. Lord, thank you for bringing us here today. It's cold outside, but we are ready to do the citizens of Tiffin, work for them, and do it the right way. Give us that wisdom, and we ask that you go up and down the streets here at Tiffin, and you see all the bright lights, you see all the decorations, and they're bright, they're great, and hopefully that represents the brightness in their hearts of the citizens of Tiffin. It's in your name, amen. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Councilmember Thacker.
Here.
Councilmember Dougherty.
Here.
Councilmember Hayes.
Here.
Councilmember Horniman.
Here.
Councilmember Jones.
Here.
Councilmember Reesner.
Let the record show 6 members of council are present this evening. Minutes from December 1st, regular and committee of the whole, as well as December 8th, special council meeting minutes were distributed. Are there any questions, corrections, or deletions on those? The minutes will stand approved as presented. Committee reports. Anyone from the Finance Committee have a report this evening? Councilmember Jones.
No report, Madam President.
Thank you. Law and Community Planning, Councilmember Dougherty.
No report, Madam President.
Thank you. Materials and Equipment, Councilmember Jones.
No report, Madam President.
Personnel and Labor Relations, Councilmember Hayes.
No report, Madam President.
Recreation and Public Property, Councilmember Snee.
No report, Madam President.
Street, Sidewalks, and Sewers, Councilmember Thacker.
No report, Madam President.
Economic Development and Downtown Planning, Councilmember Horniman.
No report, Madam President.
Right. Does anyone see the need to schedule a committee of the whole meeting? Right, we're under reports of the officers. His Honor Mayor Lee Wilkinson.
Thank you, Madam President. Well, there's 10 days till Christmas. We had our Christmas tree lighting, which went off really well, and fireworks. I haven't heard any negative comments on that, so that's good. Hopefully everybody enjoyed that. The parade went well on Saturday night, like those nighttime parades with all the lights. And we're preparing to pass the budget. And with us tonight, we have Park and Rec Director Bryce Kuhn, who will help us kind of go through some of the significant changes to the Parks budget for 2026. In your council packets, the Parks budget, I believe, starts on page 29. So Bryce, if you had some things that you wanted to highlight first, and then possibly field some questions from City Council, that would be great.
Then we just go line by line, go forward?
Yeah, whatever the significant changes are.
Perfect. So the first one would be obviously full-time wages. We would be adding a new position within our department, 2025. That's going to be kind of that second shift administrational role, if you would, help oversee the extended hours of the swimming pool, the skating rink currently, along with day camp supervision over the day camp counselors. Right now, we have a rec coordinator, which in years past is role it is an administrational role. You're dealing with a lot of out of time, that 7 to 3 window hour, which the union was kind of around. You're dealing with day camp kids, so your supervision, you're dealing with public a little bit more, and that side of things. Along with that, more training, more services to keep our seasonal staff up to date with what it needs to be as far as extra trainings and stuff. So that would be the increase on that side, along with some longevity with some of our senior employees that are in our department. With that addition to our fifth full-time employee, we kind of pulled our rec operations manager out of the union and making it a park operations side of things and paying that as well. Being more administration side of things, it needs to be compensated for those extra duties that that individual would be doing. We are losing Mason, our rec operations manager, here at the end of this year, which is dedicated to our department. And so we need to make some alterations and making that modifications to appropriate for a new position, new people within our department. Everything else within that line stays kind of the status quo as what it was this year for our part-time and rec maintenance positions, seasonal positions. The insurance packages, obviously that offsets the addition to our fifth employee in our department, but also that potentially increase in pay for that the administrational role position. Moving along the lines, I'm down in contractual services, so 5400s now. And please stop me if there's anything that questions arise on your ends. You'll see an increase in the fireworks display, 5459. That is 250th year in America. It's a Saturday night. We're going to really go out with this. We're going to try to reach a $100,000 fireworks display. I had a couple business owners reached out to me after last year's 4th of July and said we need to really shine next year being 250th year. So our normal budget is $20,000 for a fireworks display. Let's up at our end up to 40,000, and then I'll have a future our business owners here that have already kind of committed to help reach the $100,000 fireworks display, which I know we'll be able to do. So already got some stuff in the works. Good Band is going to be kind of our main performer on that, who I know will bring a couple thousand itself. So really, like I said, heightening the expectations on our 4th of July show this year for that side of things. Anything else in the 5400 categories on your guys' ends? It's kind of the normal. 5500s, we really have no increasing on that end at all compared to last year or this year. We're in our 5600 lines. Again, everything's kind of staying status quo. And then you'll see under our contract, our 5749 or 5700 line, our construction line, we have $15,000 in that. That's going to be allowing us to do those extra construction projects ourselves inside concrete work, trying to wrap up our ADA compliance that we had completed back 5 years ago. We're almost to that point where we have everything kind of up to standards that were presented back then. So we're kind of on that tailwind of wrapping that piece up, which would be nice. So that will allow us to get over that little last hump for that side of things. Anything in the parks side of department questions there? We can go on to the next. The normal, how we normally done it. Very good.
Now, I know you have a couple big items in the capital budget. One was for 110,000. You want to explain a little bit about what that's going for?
Yeah. So, well, it was, so we will be doing shelter repairs out at Edgewood Park The lion shelter and moose shelter roofs are asphalt roofs, so we're transferring those over to metal roofs. Chuck has been doing a little metal wrapping under some wood that's been rotted away, but also the concrete repairs where there's cracking and bumps in the approaches getting to those shelters. So that will be a good piece of the chunk there. We're also going to be cleaning up some of our trails, washing away some of the trails behind the barn by the basketball court out at Hedges have been washed away over the last few years. So updating that, but also it's our yearly maintenance with sealing and striping of our parking lots and also our trails. So the simple maintenance items on that stuff. We also will be purchasing 2, if not 3, new attachments for our toolcat. The toolcat is used on our end in the summer for baseball field dragging, the infields. Wintertime, we work with Public Works and we plow all the bridge abutments, sidewalks, all the trails within the parks, and anything else, just because there's no small plow within Public Works that is able to meet the sidewalk requirement. So we it's a multi-use tool. We purchased it 2 years ago. It's been a great asset to our department, also Public Works. So we would be purchasing a front mower, which allows us to get into a little more of the brush, the heavy brush, rather than the true grass vine mowing side of things. And then also a broom attachment, so light fluff snow like we had Saturday night. It takes it off a lot easier rather than having to use the plow and really messing up the yard and pulling back sod. And then you'll see also too on the the pool side, it's our year to repaint the pool as well. So that's at $35,000 tag for that.
Councilmember Snee.
Madam President.
Oh, sorry, you're
You can be the president.
So when you start painting the pool, when does that take place? Like, when does that project start?
Yeah, so all the weather depending. So what we do is we just simply drain it down and the company comes in and power washes it 5 days to cure before we can fill it up.
Right.
So I've already given them our start date, which is Memorial Day, and they back it off of that. In 2019, when we did it last, we actually cut it pretty close. I think we started painting on the 10th of May. 5 days. It takes about 3 days to paint, 5 days to cure. So
Right.
and 5 days to fill up. So
Okay. All right. Now, do you bring a water tank or to fill it up, or is it?
we have a 2-inch line that fills in. Yep,
Okay.
It comes right in off off one of our meters out at Hedges.
Okay.
And 5 days to fill up.
All right.
So yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and one other big item that's in there, I'm sure people have noticed, and I think we've already voted on, is the $120,000 under other expenses in the Recreation Department. And that's related to the Labyrinth project. So have we already had the third reading on the Labyrinth project?
Yes.
I think we have. And that's all done with the donation from a private individual, so that's already, even though it shows up in the budget, it's being taken care of.
That's correct. Thank you. Yes, we're receiving the funds. We received half the funds and we'll receive the other half for that project from the donor. So yeah, thank you.
But we do have to pay for it out of city funds, so it has to show up in the budget.
Makes sense.
Okay,
Any other questions? Yeah.
any other questions for Bryce about the parks, pool, recreation? Okay, thank you, Bryce.
Great. All right.
Thank you, Bryce.
And we also have Judge Best here from the municipal court. And the municipal court in your budget is 111, so it's right at the beginning of the general fund. So 101, 111, which is on page, you can probably find it before I do. Page 2, right at the beginning. And Judge Best, before you got here, some people had a question about the magistrate. So if you could tell us a little bit about personnel changes that might be happening at the municipal court, that would be great.
After kind of studying how things are going for the last 3 years, I've said that I think it's time that we put a magistrate position in place, so that's what I intend to do this year. That'll help with the increased caseload. The civil cases have been increased in filing probably about 40%. We're only able to have civil docket once every other week. It's just not enough. And there's only one of me, and I'm handling, obviously, 2 courts, all the criminal, all the civil, and the drug court docket. So we need to have another body to try to work through some of those civil cases and keep them moving and work on case management, court administration. It's something that's, I think, long overdue.
Okay. Was there another personnel change? I thought earlier.
There's an opening that we haven't filled yet.
Okay.
It's just something that's already been there. Just we've kind of distributed some duty trying to get by until we can get the right candidates.
Is that in the probation area?
No, it would be in the clerk's office.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if any of the council members had questions for Judge Best on anything dealing with the municipal court budget.
I guess I just have one question. Why are you only running civil twice a month?
Because there's only one of me. And that's all that's all we have room in the docket for, because of the fact that we have a full criminal docket 3 days a week, plus drug recovery court on Thursday and half of a criminal day. So essentially Fridays are jury trials and civil.
Yep.
And I don't have any acting judges, where the Supreme Court has encouraged us to not use that anymore.
Councilmember Thacker.
Could you tell us a little bit about how you came to the number for the magistrate? Maybe what sort of communities you looked at and?
What do you mean the number? Like the salary?
Yes.
I looked at what other magistrates in the area are making, neighboring counties, what they're making, what assistant prosecutors are making. I put in an amount that I think could cover somebody who needs the experience. You have to have at least 4 years of legal experience practicing law to be a magistrate. So it has to be on the higher end, or there's going to be no one interested in that kind of position.
I was just curious. Thank you.
Yeah. A lot of research went into this the last couple of years.
Okay.
Councilmember Slip.
Madam President. So we never had, how long has it been since Tiffin's had a magistrate?
Tiffin, there's been acting judges appointed.
But we've never had a
There's never been
magistrate.
a magistrate, but
Okay.
I haven't had any acting judges in the 3 years that I've been here. I've had visiting judges cover when I'm sick, when I have to go to
But-
conferences. This would also help with that issue.
Okay, we definitely need to get
And it
that.
would help with consistency in case management, instead of having visiting judges come in from other communities that don't know what we're looking for with our community.
Yeah.
A magistrate would be something, I have to sign off on those decisions, so it would be more consistency.
Yeah, we need to have some consistency.
Absolutely.
Councilmember Thacker.
My only question, just curious which counties you looked at and kind of, were they more other
There have been some that are
municipals
larger
or?
than us, smaller than us. They're actually, the county I used to work in, I looked at them because I worked in Crawford County for 5 years. They have a far lesser population. They have kind of the same setup that I have, where there's 2 locations. They do not have a drug docket. That's at least the level that Pivot is. But they've had a magistrate for years. And he handles all the civil essentially and some of the other case management and a lot of this, like staff attorney duties.
Okay.
Anything else that we don't really have access to in municipal court. But Hancock County, of course, it's a larger county. They have multiple magistrates, they have
Yeah.
multiple judges. Marion County is a larger county, but they have a judge and multiple magistrates. I know Sandusky County has multiple judges. I don't know that they have any magistrates, but they do have multiple judges.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Thank you. Thank you, Judge Best.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And if any of the council members have any other questions about anything else that's in the budget that kind of jumped out at you, that you haven't got your questions answered yet so far, then I would be happy to try and answer those for you now. So while you're thinking about that, if you have something that you're looking up there, I did a little history on the budget processes, at least for the last 5 years. And each year, as the city administrator mentioned, we do budget a little bit more in expenses than we have in income. But every year that we have done that, since 2021, this is as far back as I went, so we budgeted 6.29% more than we had income, and our unencumbered balance rose by $1 million. In 2022, we budgeted 6.06% more than our revenue, and the unencumbered balance rose by $1.1 million. And the trend continues, and so that's why we feel pretty comfortable with budgeting a little bit more, because our unencumbered balance right now is kind of at a record high. And that money is just sitting there. Not that we want to spend it all, because we have protected ourselves with our minimum carryover balance policy. But we do have a lot of things going on with our negotiation of the union contracts and other adjustments that are being made this year, which made it a little bit more difficult. So we'd like to get those projects done, but also kind of keep our employees and all of our departments healthy and not have to lose those employees to other municipalities that may offer better wages. Yes, sir.
I'd just be curious on a little more detail on the item that you took out with the economic development planning. That was just kind of the first I'd heard of that, and I was just curious what that was going to look like, and maybe, you know, your reasoning for taking that out versus other stuff, or.
The strategic plan usually is a plan that is things that we hire someone to make the strategic plan, but then we can refer to that for projects that we think would make Tiffin a nicer place to live. You know, beautification projects, park projects, a lot of things that have gone on in Tiffin over the last 10 years, and that was 10 years ago when we had the last one. So it'd be about time to get a new strategic plan to see where we're going to go from here. The company that we were preparing to hire is the same company that did the last strategic plan, so they have a good knowledge of Tiffin, and they kind of know where we want to go and where we could be going. And so it is useful in that way, but it is expensive. And when we're getting down to our budget numbers, things that are not necessary, we tried to cut those out, and that was one of those things.
I'd just be curious on, City Administrator Dutro had mentioned Bryce Riggs' name and their organization, and I guess their involvement. They obviously would have been involved at some level, or would they have done the kind of contracting? We pay them, or what was their? Or they just want it done.
It's a city project, but we kind of work in conjunction with the collaborative and the downtown manager and the Main Street manager. So they all work together to kind of get those projects done that are like written out in the strategic plan.
Okay. Thanks.
Just to add to that, the strategic plan definitely provides for beautification and what we want the town to look like, but it also provides for lots of other things too. So I would kind of echo, in some ways, I don't know if this is how you're expressing it, but concern at removing it, because if we're not planning for the next stage of growth, where are we getting that money from, right? I would hope that we would invest in our economic success, which helps drive, like I feel like some of the success we've had over the last 5 to 10 years has been because we've invested in knowing more about it. So I understand cutting it now for the purpose of staying under budget as close as we can, or I guess not really under budget because we're overspending, but trying to cut back expenses we don't think are necessary. But I would strongly encourage, if it's not done this coming year, that after 10 years, really, the city that we were 10 years ago doesn't reflect, those plans don't reflect where we need to go from here. So
I totally agree with that. And my hope is that midway through this year, then we find out how the income tax receipts are coming in. We might be able to bring that back and get it done before the end of this year.
Councilmember Herniman.
Oh, thank you, Madam President. I think, the budget is the budget, but I mean, we pass an ordinance that amends the budget almost every single meeting that we're here. So anything that's not in here now or that, is questionable, is up for change, and we can change it at any point. I mean, just because we pass this yearly budget, what's in here and what's not. The summation of looking over the budget and with it maybe
being a little heavier than prior years. There's a lot of moving parts, especially with different things, but it's very obvious that the city administration is investing in those departments and letting those department heads run their departments the way they want to. And with adding positions and moving union to non-union, you can see the investment to the future and stuff in there. So.
Thank you. And a lot of those budget ordinances come because the projects that are being done by engineering and public works, they apply for grants and loans for those particular things, and we can't necessarily budget that ahead of time if we don't know what we're going to be getting. I think Matt Watson just announced this morning that we could possibly have another $4 million principal forgiveness loan for one of the projects that he's working on. And so we'll probably have another budget adjustment coming soon in January for that. Okay, any other questions on the budget? Okay, that concludes my report.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Clerk of Council Ann Forrest.
Thank you, Madam President. I just wanted to announce that we have received payment for the expenses corresponding to the LA vacation petition under ordinance 2025-96 from Tiffin University.
Thank you. And Director of Finance, Jill Lindhorst.
Thanks, Madam President. I have the November 30th, 2025 finance report available. The total receipts for the month, $4,942,795.20. Total expenses for the month, $6,654,973.89. The general fund unencumbered balance, $6,364,597.95. The income tax receipts for November 2025 were $963,365.55. The total increase in income tax collections for November 2025 compared to November 2024 is $83,731.30. Year-to-date income tax receipts are up 4.04%. The quarter percent portion of income tax receipts that was transferred into Fund 215 for public streets for November 2025 is $117,001.73. The portion of income tax receipts that was transferred into Fund 331 for capital improvements for November 2025 is $77,502.93. The unexpended balance for all funds is $42,506,637.52. which is the same as the bank balances for the same time period. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Anyone like to make a move? Thank you. Councilmember Thacker.
I would move to accept the finance director's report and bank reconciliation for month ending November 30th, 2025.
Thank you. There's a motion to accept the finance director's report and bank reconciliation for the month of November. Is there a second? Councilmember Snee.
Yes, I'd like to second that motion.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Right. Motion carries. Thank you. Right. And Director of Law, Zach Fowler.
Thank you, Madam President. So I do have one thing to report on for you, but before I get to that, I did mean to ask, I do have a question for Her Honor, Judge Bast, for the magistrate position. As far as the court, like the hearing room for the magistrate, there's only the one trial room there at the courthouse. I guess.
One in Tiffin and one in Fostoria.
Yes, my question, is the magistrate operating then in the other court when you're not?
Depending on the needs of that day, yes.
You're not anticipating asking counsel for an additional hearing room, correct, for the?
I think I would work with what we have and modify that if necessary. The jury room would be easily transformed into a hearing room if necessary.
Okay.
Because the jury room's not used every day. So that's one of the thoughts that I was having as far as if we had to be running two things going on in Tiffin at the same time or two in Fostoria, there's a jury room in both locations.
Okay, thank you. So just wanted to bring to light to you all that there's going to be a change in the marijuana law You might have seen a little bit of that in the news, but Senate Bill 56 is taking the, what was passed by the voters, the adult use marijuana, and combining it with the medical marijuana and putting it under one chapter in the revised code, essentially consolidating those two things. To my knowledge, what I can tell is what was in the adult use marijuana is being kept and just moved over to that. But the good news is we talked about the host community fund, which comes out of the excise tax. They are appropriating the money for that, so that money will actually finally start to be released sometime next year. But we will get from the Department of Tax, I believe it's going to be on a monthly basis, the tax revenue, our local share portion. Can't tell you what that'll be. As best I can tell, for the one licensed distributor we have in Tiffin, you would be getting that 36% of that excise tax. So that's positive news because that was on the table during their discussions of potentially removing it or sunsetting it, but it's been preserved. Otherwise, much is the same about that. The local legislative powers that were carved out remain the same. The only thing to note is, and I'm working with police and prosecutor on this, is that there are some changes and some prohibitions. So they are clarifying and putting in there that public use of adult use marijuana is prohibited. Prior to this, it wasn't very clear. They were operating under just the smoking regulations and rules. But that will be prohibited. So that will hopefully maybe cut down on some use in public. But we're working with police and prosecutor on just making sure everyone's aware of the change in law. So that's Senate Bill 56. It's, to my knowledge, not been yet signed by the governor. When it is, generally it's 90 days, will be effective after that. So I would say the money we'll probably start to see sometime in the summer, for example, from that. That's all I have. And then I was all ready to talk about the law director and prosecutor budget. Nobody had questions, but it's pretty straightforward. But if anybody has questions on it, let me know. That concludes my report.
Thank you. We don't have any written communications this evening, so that takes us to oral communications. Anyone wishing to address council may step to the podium, sign in, and direct their questions to myself.
I'm Carol Kaufman. I've been trying to think through my head as to how I should approach you all, and listening to you talking about how you definitely want to help Tiffin, which, because of why I'm here, needs to include the neighborhoods. And one of the, I think it was 96, that Cheyenne's going to do a third reading on has to do with vacating. And it's like, oh, that's how all this Heidelberg field house went, is with vacating things. And we're kind of losing our neighborhood. I wanted to make sure you all realize what has happened as a result of that. Letting that be built, and is one of those things in my mind, maybe for you guys in hindsight, a requirement should have been that it had to include them somehow getting enough property or land, and then there goes more of the neighborhood. You talk about needing housing, and now you're letting somebody buy houses and take them down. But parking, now that they've started holding big events there, and the police are beginning to know my phone number probably, because I spent Saturday morning and Sunday morning repeatedly calling the police because these people who were coming to these events this past weekend seemed to be more interested in just parking and doing a hike down there to the field house. In my mind, I think, I wish you all could live on that part of Walker Street and see how nice it was before the field house and when there's nothing going on, and spend a weekend like I just spent. And they park across the sidewalks, and I am close to the corner of Goodsell and Walker, and I had been out cleaning my walks and was in the house, and somebody who was partly blocking a sidewalk on Walker Street moved, probably unhappily, because, you know, they have to park some way far away, which, hey, any of us who park on the street and have to go to the store or whatever, we've now lost our parking spots. And say we brought groceries from the store and we're 2-3 blocks away walking home because that parking's filled up. Anyways, that one vehicle left and some other little vehicle came, and I thought, oh, they're going to park where the other one had recently left. No, they pulled around the corner on to Goodsell, just right there at Goodsell in the intersection, and I could look down, and if I stood on the sidewalk, but I wouldn't have to, across the sidewalk was the broad side of that car. They just parked there and got out and went their merry way down there to the field house. That is what life is like now. Anytime there's a big event, and I see a lot of them on the calendar then as I looked to see what was scheduled for that field house. So my one thought is, if I were to ask for maybe a little help in the solution, because unfortunately, yeah, it's public parking, but some people who live on Walker Street need that. Well, we lose it. But across the sidewalks is illegal. And I did, after that one car parked just broadside across, saw somebody go down the walk, and they had to go out around the vehicle in order to cross on down. So I know it's illegal. That's why the police are getting to know me and my phone number. Why can't we have signs put up, no parking here to corner, no parking here to corner, which would kind of go for the other, because they were doing it at Hedges and Walker also. So maybe save me and the police a bit of hassle there, at least solve that.
Sure. Well, I appreciate you bringing this to council, and I apologize that you've had such challenges with this, because that does sound like a major headache. I certainly wouldn't want that either. So, City Administrator Mayor, I don't know how much you've been aware of the complaints that have come through, and if there's action that's in progress or anything that we can respond to.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Council President. As far as obviously people parking on the sidewalk, that is illegal. So that should not be happening. I'm glad you alerted the authorities. Obviously, there's going to be tickets sent out for those people who offended, and hopefully that helps change some minds. Most likely we'll see some issues in the first few events that occur, if not a couple months of events occurring. As time goes on, people will realize that they need to follow the rules so that they aren't having those issues. Now, as far as the signs being required, certainly something we can look at our traffic safety committee to make sure that we've appropriately put out signs. There have been a few that we've added. I know that we had one particular property that quite a bit of the parking, this was on Main Street, was taken away because the site distance that was created by the new road that went through the extension of Walker Street. Because of that, it did require that we pushed back the parking on that section of Main. So where there have been places that we needed to adjust the parking, we have put up signage to do so. But certainly we can look at some other areas and see if there's anything that we've missed. To the best of my knowledge, we've hit most of the signs that are necessary, but obviously there may be some things that were not addressed. So something we can certainly look at in our traffic safety committee. So I appreciate you bringing that to my attention.
Because I see it as an ongoing problem, figuring It's kind of how the world is out there now. And this past weekend was wrestling stuff. Come January, there's going to be track and field. That's going to bring a different group of people. And if they all behave like the, and then there's going to be a baseball camp and so.
Sure.
That's why I thought signs
as-
might help because it'll take a while to re-educate a lot of the world.
Understood. And obviously, when that went in, one of our requirements for Heidelberg was putting in parking to go with it. At least
Small. Have you been through there?
I've seen it. But we did require parking and required changes that they didn't initially have on their plans, so that we could help the folks. And I understand that there's no amount that was probably going to be the perfect magic bullet there, but we worked a lot with Heidelberg to get parking to where we felt it was at least beginning to be appropriate. And they've made some other changes. They've paved the old lot that I used to use when I was in high school and did track and field. So that's created more spots there for people to park for those large events. But I know that parking in a college town, especially living close to a college, is always going to be difficult. I'll add, if I may, I know, Council President, I've taken up a lot of time already. I'll add, if I may, that when TU is working on a project that's going on right now, many requirements have been put in to ensure that there is maximalized parking in that area, because we recognize that that's necessary. So it's certainly always on our mind as we are looking at approvals for these projects.
Until this year, I didn't have any as close as I was to Heidelberg, and even when the senior student apartment buildings, I didn't have any problems with the Heidelberg kids till this year, and now the parking. And I think, if we could force them to build a parking garage, multi-levels, they'd hold a lot of people there, so.
Maybe it'll be in their future. I don't know.
They had got donors for the field house. Hit them again.
I know in a lot of these, like with that situation, with the field house, and, it's frustrating. And I know, a lot of those people are probably coming in from out of town. So I know that Heidelberg has like a student athletic advisory committee and, different groups. So, it's worth having the conversation maybe with the city to, talk to the athletic director or President Huntington and say, hey, can you send out a few kids to just kind of maybe wander around, and if they see people parking, just kind of educate them, or, and just say, hey, we appreciate you coming, but, we have people that live on this street, and, this is not a proper place, and just be kind of, nice about it or something like that. And have people that are out watching for it to be proactive or something like that. It's a possibility, or something. I don't know.
It's a good suggestion. Yeah. Thank you, Councilmember Snee.
Yes. What we could do is, I was thinking, besides the tickets, which I think that should go heavy, and then also the signs. But yeah, because we always on Facebook we always talk about when construction's being done on the roads. That we always say, hey, this will be, you can't drive down this road on this day. And I think like Councilmember Hardeman said about people coming from out of town, but go on Facebook and just go heavy on that, not just for one day, 2 days, maybe for a week. For each, like you mentioned, the baseball camp or whatever athletic event's going to happen, just go heavy on the city's Facebook page, and just to let people know that, because I would think they would. Some of them, not all, but some of them would look on that because they're coming to Tiffin, but just let them know they're going to get ticketed.
Yeah. Good suggestions.
And they get bused there, because that's the other thing. Saturday morning, sitting there early, it's still dark this time of year. And it's like, it's not a school day. what is that? Well, they've bused them. They come in off of Main and just come then right up nice little residential Walker Street. I don't even want to live there anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that. Councilmember Snape.
Also, just quick, have the police department go up and down those streets on those events and pay
I
more attention to
mentioned
that.
that, Dennis, one of the calls I made is like, when you know there's an event, why can't you just do a little more patrolling over there?
Well,
I don't think they went with that idea.
hopefully they will now.
Yeah, well, thank you again for bringing this to our attention. It sounds like we have a few different options to help improve the situation, and so we'll certainly take those away. And
All right.
but please still feel free to call us or contact us or come to a meeting or whatever it may be if you continue to have challenges.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone else wishing to address council this evening? All right, we are now under motions. Councilmember Hayes, thank you.
Yes, I'd like to motion to amend ordinance 2025-98 to add the budget attachment that was included tonight.
Thank you. There's a motion to amend ordinance 25-98 to include the budget attachment within the council packet. Is there a second? Councilmember Doherty.
I second that motion, Madam President.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay. Given this is legislation, Anne, if you could call the roll, please, for the vote.
Yes.
Thank you.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Doherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion carries 6-0. Sorry, another motion. Councilmember Thacker.
I would move to amend ordinance 2025-99 to add the pay schedule that was part of the packet this evening.
Thank you. There's a motion to amend ordinance 25-99, including the pay schedule that was included in our packet. Is there a second? Councilmember Hayes.
I'll second that motion.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Law Director.
I could, unless, if you,
I'm assuming you're just going to say to replace it instead of add it. Is that correct?
no, yeah, the other is to add in the positions for the park department,
Okay.
because that's not been amended to be added in.
Okay.
Okay. Well, can I?
Amend her motion. Yeah.
Okay. I'll add that to my motion.
So we're adding the position as well to that motion. And is there a second? Councilmember Hayes.
Yes, I'll still second.
There's a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Okay. If the clerk could call the roll on the vote, please.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Doherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion carries with a vote of 6-0. Any other motions? Councilmember Doherty.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. I'd like to withdraw legislation for ordinance 2025-91.
Thank you. There's a motion to withdraw ordinance 25-91. Is there a second? Councilmember Thacker.
I'll second that motion.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Councilmember Doherty.
Yes, thank you. This is due to Hopewell Loudon School District not agreeing to the terms set forth in this ordinance.
Thank you. All right, I will ask the clerk to call the roll on the vote, please.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Doherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion carries with a vote of 6-0. Councilmember Thacker.
I would move to withdraw ordinance 2025-103.
Thank you. There's a motion to withdraw ordinance 25-103. Is there a second? Councilmember Jones.
I'll second that motion, Madam President.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Law Director.
Just for context, but since you're amending the budget to include the updated attachment, that attachment doesn't contemplate a $400,000 transfer from the general fund to the capital improvement fund, so withdrawing would be appropriate for that ordinance.
Makes sense. Thank you. All right, I will ask the clerk to call the roll on the vote, please.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Doherty.
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Horniman,
Yes.
and Jones.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion carries with a vote of 6-0. I believe we have one more meeting of motion this evening. Councilmember Hayes.
Yes, I'd like to motion to amend ordinance 2025-100, adding paragraph 12 as presented, as well as changing the value in paragraph 7 from 300,000 to 333,000.
Thank you. There's a motion to amend ordinance 25-100, adding the paragraph 12 as well as amending, I'll say, the dollar amount in paragraph 7. Is there a second? Councilmember Snee.
Yes, Madam President, I'll second that motion.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay. I will ask the clerk to call the vote, please.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker,
Yep.
Dougherty,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Horniman,
Yes.
and Jones.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion carries, vote of 6-0. Any other motions this evening? All right, we are now under resolutions and ordinances.
Resolution number 2025-50, introduced by Kyle Dougherty, a resolution adopting a cybersecurity program for the city of Tiffin, authorizing the city administrator to take all steps necessary to implement the cybersecurity program and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. This is the third reading of Resolution 25-50. Councilmember Dougherty.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for passage of Resolution 2025-50 regarding the cybersecurity policy.
Thank you. There's a motion for passage of Resolution 25-50. Is there a second? Councilmember Herniman.
I'll second that motion, Madam President.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Councilmember Dougherty.
Thank you. This is just to get a cybersecurity policy on the books for the city.
Thank you. All right. If no other discussion, we will first vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker,
Yes.
Dougherty,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Horniman,
Yes.
and Jones.
Yes.
Thank you. Emergency passes with a vote of 6-0. We'll now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker,
Yes.
Dougherty,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Horniman,
Yes.
and Jones.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 25-50 passes with a vote of 6-0.
Ordinance number 2025-95, introduced by Kyle Dougherty, an ordinance approving the agreement between the City of Tiffin and Tiffin Westgate Limited, the real property owner of 680 West Market Street, Tiffin, Ohio, for the abatement of certain real property taxes for 12 years and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. This is the third reading of Ordinance 25-95. Councilmember Dougherty.
Yes, thank you. I move for passage of ordinance 2025-95.
Thank you. There's a motion for passage of Ordinance 25-95. Is there a second? Councilmember Hayes.
I'd like to second that motion.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Law Director.
Just for your knowledge, Tiffin Westgate has approved that CRA agreement, and the required notices were provided. So this is ready for your consideration.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, we will first vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker,
No.
Dougherty,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Horniman,
Yes.
and Jones.
Yes.
Okay, emergency passes with a vote of 5 in favor. We will now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker,
No.
Dougherty,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Horniman,
Yes.
and Jones.
Yes.
Okay. Ordinance 25-95 passes with a vote of 5-1.
Ordinance 2025-96, an ordinance responding to petition numbers 2025-01 through 2025-04, vacating 2 alleys off of Jackson Street running east-west between Fairview Avenue and Jackson Street, an alley running east-west between Jackson Street and South Sandusky Street, and an alley running north-south between Clay Street, and an alley running east-west between Jackson Street and South Sandusky Street, all in Hemmings resurvey, in the third ward of the city of Tiffin, Ohio.
Thank you. This is the third reading of ordinance 25-96. Councilmember Thacker.
I move for passage of ordinance 2025-96.
Thank you. There's a motion for passage of ordinance 25-96. Is there a second? Councilmember Doherty.
I second that motion, Madam President.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right. Seeing none, we will vote on the passage.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Doherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Thank you. Ordinance 25-96 passes with a vote of 6-0.
Ordinance number 2025, amended ordinance 2025-98, introduced by Kevin Reesner. An ordinance to budget and make appropriations for the current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Tiffin for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2026 and ending December 31st, 2026.
Thank you. This is the third reading of amended ordinance 25-98. Councilmember Jones.
I move for passage of amended ordinance 2025-98.
Thank you. There's a motion for passage of amended ordinance 25-98. Is there a second? Councilmember Snee.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right. Seeing none, we will vote on the passage.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Doherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Excuse me. Amended ordinance 25-98 passes with a vote of 6-0.
Amended ordinance number 2025-99, introduced by Kevin Reesner. An ordinance amending and restating ordinance number 2024-95, the city pay ordinance, to establish appropriate rates of compensation for certain city employees to comply with the state of Ohio minimum wage law, creating the positions of park operations manager and program specialist within the Parks Department and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. This is the third reading of amended ordinance 25-99. Councilmember Jones.
I move for passage of amended ordinance 2025-99.
Thank you. There is a motion for passage of amended ordinance 25-99. Is there a second? Councilmember Doherty.
I'll second that motion, Madam President.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay. Seeing none, we'll first vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Doherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Emergency passes with a vote of 6-0. We'll now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Doherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Amended ordinance 25-99 passes with a vote of 6-0.
One second, please. Amended ordinance number 2025-100, introduced by Kevin Reesner. An ordinance amending the 2026 budget ordinance number 2025-98 to authorize the transfer of funds and the payment of bond and loan principal and interest and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. This is the third reading of amended ordinance 25-100. Councilmember Thacker.
I move for passage of amended ordinance 2025-100.
Thank you. There's a motion for passage of amended ordinance 25-100. Is there a second? Councilmember Doherty.
I second that motion, Madam President.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, we will first vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Doherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Emergency passes with a vote of 6-0. We'll now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Doherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Amended ordinance 25-100 passes with a vote of 6-0.
Ordinance 2025-101, introduced by Kevin Reesner. An ordinance amending the 2026 budget ordinance number 2025-98 to authorize the transfer of funds from the 101 General Fund to the 242 Park and Recreation Fund and declaring an emergency.
This is the third reading of ordinance 25-101. Councilmember Snee.
Yes, I move for passage of ordinance 2025-101.
Thank you. There's a motion for passage of ordinance 25-101. Is there a second? Councilmember Jones.
I second that motion, Madam President.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? We will first vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Emergency passes with a vote of 6-0. We'll now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance 25-101 passes with a vote of 6-0.
Ordinance number 2025-102, introduced by Kevin Reesner, an ordinance amending the 2026 budget ordinance number 2025-98 to authorize the transfer of funds from the 552 Sewer Revenue Fund to the 557 Combined Sewer Separation Fund and declaring an emergency.
This is the third reading of ordinance 25-102. Councilmember Thacker.
I move for passage of ordinance 2025-102.
There's a motion for passage of ordinance 25-102. Is there a second? Councilmember Dougherty.
I second that motion, Madam President.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, we will first vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Emergency passes with a vote of 6-0. We'll now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance 25-102 passes with a vote of 6-0.
Ordinance number 2025-105, introduced by John Hayes, an ordinance approving a collective bargaining agreement between the City of Tiffin, Ohio, and Local 583, Ohio Council 8, ASME, to be effective from January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2028, and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. This is the first reading of ordinance 25-105. Councilmember Hayes.
Yes, I'd like the motion for passage of ordinance 2025-105, suspending council's three reading rule.
Thank you. There's a motion for suspension of council's three reading rule and passage of ordinance 25-105. Is there a second? Councilmember Thacker.
I'll second that motion.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Councilmember Hayes.
Yes, this is the union that includes our park department, WPCC, Public Works. Some of the highlights are a $3 an hour wage increase, some uniform allowances changes, some certification pay increases, and some other, other changes.
Sure. Yeah. Any other discussion? We will first vote on the suspension.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Suspension passes with a vote of 6-0. We'll now vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Emergency passes with a vote of 6-0. We'll now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance 25-105 passes with a vote of 6-0.
Ordinance number 2025-106, introduced by John Hayes, an ordinance approving a collective bargaining agreement between the City of Tiffin, Ohio, and the International Association of Firefighters, Local 322, to be effective from January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2028, and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. This is the first reading of ordinance 25-106. Councilmember Hayes.
Yes, I'd like the motion for passage of ordinance 2025-106, suspending council's three reading rule.
Thank you. There's a motion to suspend council's three reading rule and passage of ordinance 25-106. Is there a second? Councilmember Dougherty.
I second that motion, Madam President.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Councilmember Hayes.
Yes, I'd like to, well, first, I should say thank you to the mayor and city administrator and anybody else involved with union negotiations. It seemed like they were done very well and everything was articulated to us in a timely manner, so I appreciate that. Also for the fire department, this big changes modifying the schedule to be effective on May 18th to 24 on, 72 off, and then there's some changes to kind of accommodate that, and I think some changes that make sense for the firefighters themselves, but then also for the city, and appreciate the work that was done on this one. I know it was kind of a big ask, but I think it's going to be, it seems like really helpful for the department, so.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All right, we will first vote on the suspension.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Suspension passes with a vote of 6-0. We'll now vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Emergency passes with a vote of 6-0. We'll now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance 25-106 passes with a vote of 6-0.
Ordinance number 2025-107, introduced by John Hayes. An ordinance approving a collective bargaining agreement between the City of Tiffin, Ohio, and the Ohio Patrolmen's Benevolent Association, uniformed police officers, to be effective from January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2028, and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. This is the first reading of ordinance 25-107. Councilmember Hayes.
Yes, I'd like the motion for immediate passage of ordinance 2025-107, suspending council's 3 reading rule.
Thank you. There's a motion to suspend council's 3 reading rule and immediate passage of ordinance 25-107. Is there a second? Councilmember Snee.
Yes, I'd like to second that motion.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Councilmember Hayes.
Yes, this is, of course, for the police department, both the dispatch side and the patrol side. Some changes to wording, and then also the $3 increase per hour in 2026 is kind of the highlights.
Thank you. If no other discussion, we will vote on the suspension.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Suspension passes with a vote of 6-0. We'll now vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Emergency passes with a vote of 6-0. We'll now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance 25-107 passes with a vote of 6-0.
Ordinance number 2025-108, introduced by John Hayes. An ordinance approving a collective bargaining agreement between the City of Tiffin, Ohio, and the Ohio Patrolmen's Benevolent Association, Tiffin Police Communication Technicians, to be effective January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2028, and declaring an emergency.
This is the first reading of ordinance 25-108. Councilmember Hayes.
I'd like the motion for immediate passage of ordinance 2025-108, suspending council's 3 reading rule.
Thank you. There's a motion for suspension of council's 3 reading rule and immediate passage of ordinance 25-108. Is there a second? Councilmember Dougherty.
I'll second that motion, Madam President.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Councilmember Hayes.
Yeah, I got ahead of myself there on the last one, saying that the previous one was for both dispatch and patrol. But this is patrol now, so.
Opposite.
Yes, sorry. This is for dispatch now. Glad I could help everybody here.
Thank you, Mr. Hayes.
Any other discussion? All right, we will first vote on the suspension.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Suspension passes with a vote of 6-0. We'll now vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Emergency passes with a vote of 6-0. We'll now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Dougherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance 25-108 passes with a vote of 6-0.
Ordinance number 2025-109, introduced by John Hayes, an ordinance amending section 143.02 of the codified ordinances to increase the maximum personnel strength of the fire department and declaring an emergency.
This is the first reading of ordinance 25-109. Councilmember Hayes.
Yes, I'd like the motion for immediate passage of ordinance 2025-109, suspending council's 3 reading rule.
Thank you. There's a motion to suspend council's three reading rule and immediate passage of ordinance 25-109. Is there a second? Councilmember Thacker.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Councilmember Hayes.
Yes, there is verbiage in here that beginning May 18th, there will be a increase in the maximum personnel strength. It'll reflect the changes to the shift schedule of 24 on, 72 off. It'll just make sure we have those minimum firefighters on shift at all times for that schedule change. And again, I think this is it'll be a good recruiting tool, it sounds like, for the fire department.
Agreed. Yes, sir, Law Director.
Just to be a little bit more specific, so what is in there is starting January 1, there will be one additional regular firefighter. Talking with Chief Chappell, that's what's needed to start to bring someone on and build up staff size for the change in mid-May, and then starting then on May 18th. Then you'll get the full increase where there's an additional captain, additional 2 lieutenants, and then one more regular firefighter. Been talking with the chief. I don't think he anticipates having a full staff size under that. And city administrator, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think that's what's in the budget, is for a complete full staff or crew size, I guess, if you will. But this is steps towards essentially what would be 11 on, but I think their aim is 8 to 10.
For the time, thank you, Council President, Law Director. Yes, for the time being, this is going to be 4 crews of 10, and then minimum staffing for those would be 8. So in those instances where we have somebody sick on leave, as well as somebody taking a vacation, wouldn't put us immediately into overtime by having that staffing the way it is. So yes, long-term, we would love to have 4 crews of 11. Give us time to build up our reserves.
Thank you. That's helpful. Any other discussion? Okay, we will first vote on the suspension.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Doherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Suspension passes with a vote of 6-0. We now vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Doherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Emergency passes with a vote of 6-0. We now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Doherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance 25-109 passes with a vote of 6-0.
Ordinance number 2025-110, introduced by Kevin Reesner. An ordinance amending the 2025 budget ordinance 2024-94 to make year-end budget adjustments, approve necessary transfers, and declare an emergency.
Thank you. This is the first reading of ordinance 25-110. Thank you. Councilmember Thacker.
I move for immediate passage of ordinance 2025-110, suspending city council's 3 reading rule.
Thank you. There's a motion for suspension of council's 3 reading rule and immediate passage of ordinance 25-110. Is there a second? Councilmember Jones.
I second that motion, Madam President.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, we will first vote on the suspension.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Doherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Suspension passes with a vote of 6-0. We'll now vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Doherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Emergency passes with a vote of 6-0. We'll now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Snee.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Doherty.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horniman.
Yes.
And Jones.
Yes.
Ordinance 25-110 passes with a vote of 6-0.
And that concludes the legislation, Madam President.
Thank you. We are now under other business. City Administrator.
Yes, thank you, Council President. A couple things, if council would indulge me. First off, I wanted to just comment on I believe it was the last council meeting. I apologize if no, 2 meetings ago. This was our last regular meeting. Council had passed 2025-51, Resolution 2025-51, that was to appropriate funds for a memorial bench for the family that was affected by tragic events of almost a month ago. I wanted to let you know that the family did provide us a card to thank council, thank the city for that donation. If anyone would like to see that card, I'll admit I was pretty emotional reading it. I'll pass that along for you to look at. The other thing with the passages tonight, this is our last council meeting of the year. So with that too, if I may, this is our last meeting with Councilmember Thacker. And if you would, I just wanted to say a few words. So Councilmember Thacker came to council at a pretty interesting time in the city's history. We had the mayor, Mayor Mons had stepped aside to run economic development. We had a pretty tumultuous change in our council. We had a number of members that were stepping off at that point for any number of reasons. There's plenty of articles. You can go back and see all the fun stuff that was happening at that time. I was, at the time, the communications director. It was very interesting. Councilmember Thacker, followed within hours by Councilmember Reesner, were the two of the first appointments that came after that. I do want to thank Councilmember Thacker. I think you have done a phenomenal job on council. You've led this group as President Pro Tem in many, many meetings. And I thank you for your guidance, and I think that you have been a very valuable member, and very much appreciate your time here. So.
Thank you. I don't think you could have said it any better. Yeah, you truly have been one of the strongest council members that I've had the opportunity to work with, and definitely sad to see you leave, but don't be a stranger.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you
Appreciate it.
very much.
Thank you.
And your work on the Street Sidewalks and Sewers Committee, which is the most active committee. You've done very well holding those meetings indoors, outdoors, and all kinds of weather.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
I just wanted to let you know, when I came on here, you're kind of nervous and everything. You got to learn your lines and all that stuff. But Councilmember Thacker, we met for coffee one time. She oriented me. She definitely took a genuine interest what I wanted to do, and I could tell that she oriented. So that's the person that really sincerely, not just saying the words, sincerely cares about the city. Yeah. We don't, all of us, none of us agree on everything, but I definitely would love to work with her again in the future.
Thank you. That's really sweet. Thank you.
Sure.
I would like to say something just real quick. Just sitting next beside you, I really appreciate all the help you've given me, seriously, since I started on council. So I will miss you, and I appreciate all your help that you've done for me, Cheyenne. I mean that truly.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'd just like to say thanks for, I don't know if everybody knows, like everybody's on at every single meeting or watching every meeting, but you've kind of dragged us along at different times just with the conversation, just keep things moving, and you always kind of have an answer or a way forward, and I always appreciated that. And I think slowly gotten a little better at that sense, but just from day one, it was like you kind of knew with the path forward for us, so I appreciate that.
Thank you. Wow. It's really kind.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. Anything else, City Administrator?
Thank you, Council President. No, I appreciate the time.
Does anyone else have anything for council this evening? Yes, of course.
Can't help it. I'll try and follow that up. No, one thing I didn't get to ask you in committee of the whole, though, was the last year, it was either the first or second meeting in January, but I did do a little bit of training for you all, if you will. Is there anything that you would like? Would you like me to do that again? Other topics? Does everybody feel fairly comfortable? I know our council member-elect, Ashley Decker, and I have sat down, and she's been given a packet and a little bit of, here's my, overview of what to expect. But for you all, I didn't know if there was anything topic-wise, if you wanted me to prepare anything, whether that's a committee of the whole presentation or council. You don't have to answer tonight, but if there is something, let me know.
Mr. Vella, if I don't mind, are the Roberts Rules of Laws included in that?
I can go over.
I think that would be very beneficial to a new person that was my biggest thing that was my biggest thing of understanding how that works.
I just need to know the lines.
Those help too, because that's where Cheyenne came in. I'm always like, is this what I got to say?
I do. I have to write it down.
I know. Cheyenne helped me with that all the time, so I agree.
Sure, I'm happy to touch on just kind of Robert's rules and procedural motions. That's fine. Is there any other topics anybody has questions on that you'd like me to cover? I think last time I just touched generally on your powers and some of the charter, just some general things that are essentially in that welcome packet I have now. So. But I can certainly touch on that. Is there a time period you want me to do that? Is this first meeting, second meeting of January?
I think after we definitely get the budget smoothed out, make certain that that should be a common denominator right after the budget.
I would recommend probably not the first meeting, given we have the organizational changes.
Definitely not.
Those type of things. But I think the second meeting would be great, in my opinion, because we'll still be then fresh into the new year. But yeah, I just would avoid the first meeting maybe.
It's fine by me. It's less to prepare.
Sure.
I will have my annual law director's report for the first meeting, but that won't be all that long. There's not a whole lot. The only other thing I have is just to echo what the room said for Councilmember Thacker. It's been a pleasure working with you. We know each other personally, worked on nonprofit board, but it's been a pleasure to have you and to work with you. I enjoy your inquisitive nature and being prepared and and just as a citizen, I just think it's been great to have you, and I know it won't be the last that we'll see you. And you do other work in the city that helps others, and I'm sure we'll see you again.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. And just, kind of, I guess, what I would leave you with, to actively seek out information from your department heads and make sure you're asking questions, because at the end of the day, the city's trust is in you. And so you have to be responsible for not only their money, but their trust in the system too. So good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Anything else for council this evening? All right. Thank you all very much. Have a great Christmas and New Year's for those of you that I don't speak with.
I did want to read it, but I just didn't.